Hey well guys, what's good, what's happening, and what's going on? I can tell you what's going on with me. Holy piss am I ever sore. Doing that friggin' workout yesterday. I can't wait to do the one tonight and just wreck the rest of my body. My shoulders hurt, my titties are on fire, and my triceps want to fall off the back of my arm. And I feel great. It's been a long freaking time since I've done a workout where I actually felt muscle pain, because obviously my intensity wasn't there. So I'm gonna give her a go. You gonna go downstairs, dude? Seriously. Like, he just sits there like a lump. This dog of mine, I tell you. He's such a potato face. But yeah, I'm gonna definitely give this thing a go further on. I'm gonna do it for the 30 days of the high volume, moderate weight, point where you fail and then you try and push through and get a couple more reps in. I wanna build myself up to doing 50 back to back, and it seems the best I can do is 25 because I'm so used to counting to 10 reps and doing 3 sets like they teach you, every trainer in Good Life will tell you to do. So tonight it's squats, back, and biceps, and I might see with abs. I usually go until I get that cramp. Like anybody who's done sit-ups, you ever get that cramp when you're doing sit-ups where all of a sudden you cannot even, like, it hurts to move? Yeah, I get that. So I go until I feel that, and then I go into the cat stretch pose, stretch it out, and you'll feel a boom, like in your stomach, and then the cramp goes away because you can get the lactic acid out. Now my other battle plan is just to overdose on creatine. You can't overdose on creatine. You take in too much, your body can't store it, you piss it out. It's fine, it's fine. Everything's fine, we're all fine here. How are you guys? So I was chatting with my buddy today and he's like, man, I don't know how you can do it. And I'm like, well, I could tell you how I do it if you tell me what you're talking about. So he comes back and he's like, how do you make a video every freaking day? How can you be bothered to pick up the camera and talk to it every day, put a video on YouTube, and be happy with the amount of views you get? And I said, well, I'm always happy with the amount of views I get. I'm like, whether it's 10 views or 200 views or 500 views, I'm always happy. It's like, these people are taking time out of their lives to come and watch the bullshit I have to spew into the camera. That's pretty sweet. So he couldn't grasp it. He's like, man, he's like, you put a lot of time in. He goes, now I can respect how much time you, like when you were talking about doing YouTube, how friggin' hard it is. You go out, you get your clips, and then, you know, you spend about an hour maybe or two filming, depending on the content. Some people will spend a lot more time. You know, I just rip vlogs for a living. And it's not even for a living, it's for a hobby. So I rip vlogs for a hobby. And he's like, yeah, I'm hanging in the towel. He's like, dude, I can't be bothered, because he was trying to do fishing videos and he's like, man, can you give me a shout out? And I'm like, I could, but like, you seen when I'm walking around my kitchen talking, those videos get way more views than when I'm out on the ice jigging or on the bank casting. Mind you, when I get a new kayak, I'm pretty sure that video is going to get a lot of views, because you guys are going to definitely hope I friggin' take a plunge. And you always love to come out for the fails, right? But I told him, I said, my audience is just not really into the fishing scene. Like, there's a couple anglers on there who are big into it and they'll offer me tips and pro tricks and stuff like that. But 90% of the people that watch my channel get more into it when I do nerd stuff like upgrading a computer, or when I showed that shuttle computer, I was impressed. I was like, holy crap, it's been so long since a video's hit 4 digits. And that video's over 1,000,000 now in views. So that's what you guys come here for. It's the nerd stuff, because that's what I always used to do back in the old vlogging life days. I would upgrade computers, clean computers, talk about fixes, show tutorials on Vegas, like how to do this in Vegas, how to do that in Vegas. And a lot of people came here for that. One of my top videos is replacing a solid state drive in a netbook. Sounds like a completely pointless thing, right? Well, I can 100% confirm you, it's a completely pointless thing, because even with the 5400 RPM hard drive that was in there, it was not the weakest link. It was the processor. That little Atom processor couldn't keep up. Mind you, now with ARM technology, they could probably go back to those little netbooks, and with ARM technology, actually have a Windows machine running pretty decent. Is there a market for a micro laptop now that we have all these damn tablets out there? I friggin' don't think so. You know, the smallest laptop you really need is a 14-inch and you're good to go. Like, you can pretty much take that anywhere. And now they all fold right over themselves. They have like a 270-degree friggin' hinge on the monitor. So if you want, and they're all touch screen, so if you want a tablet, you just fold the C-sucker in half and then carry it around like a tablet. It turns off the keyboard so you don't accidentally type stuff, and away you go. You got yourself a Windows tablet. Congratulations, you just entered the zone of the Surface. or the Surface Pro, whatever. Except you don't have to worry about your laptop screen falling off if the battery gets a little warm. That's a fun thing Surface Pros do. You know how many of those I warranted last week? Holy piss. Friggin' 10 of them. 10 of them. Computers were overheating and the glue lets go on the screen and off she comes. Yeah, I got a problem with my Surface Pro. The screen fell off. I'm like, yeah, let me go ahead and cut a ticket for that. We'll contact the vendor. We'll get you a new unit because they don't even bother fixing them. They just send them back to Microsoft as, seriously, get some Gorilla Glue. So he's done with YouTube. He's like, yeah, I'm just going to go out. He's like, I'm wasting my time with this. He goes, I don't have the effort. Like his videos, they're like when I first started fishing, you know, I dropped like a 2-hour video of me just talking and nothing happening. Kind of like the video that I just put up a while ago about ice fishing, where I'm talking and nothing. Well, something was happening. It's just they weren't interested. And I chatted with a lot of people on the North Bay forums about that to find out, like, is anybody else getting this, like on your sonar? Are you seeing the fish come off the ground, look at your shit, and then just bounce? And they're like, yeah, man, yeah. The only ones who aren't having the problem is people who are dead sticking with live bait, because they'll hook the minnow on, have a drop shot about 1.5 feet, 2 feet up, and then just drop the minnow down and dead stick. Just put it in a stand with a bell on the end and then sit there and drink beer until the bell rings and then friggin' set the hook, you know? When you're dead sticking, all your action's coming from the minnow swimming around the bottom of the floor. Fish sees that and comes over and goes, oh yeah, that thing's alive. That's definitely not a trap. I'm gonna eat that. But they're not reacting like they did last year to artificial baits. So it's kind of weird. It's kind of weird. Like last year I caught a fish on a spoon. I caught a fish on that Swedish pimple. I caught a pike on a spoon. That was pretty cool. No, the pike, I caught it on the double-headed jig and I had 2 minnows on it. Like it was kind of a large presentation, but it worked. What else? Like I caught a lot of jigs and minnow heads. We're pulling fish like crazy. And I tried that strat this year. The pickled minnows were working last year. This year, they're complete bunk. They're not doing shit. So I think if I make the mistake of going out on family day and go ice fishing, I might stop off at a bait shop and buy a 12-pack of minnows, and we'll run 2 lines. I'll friggin' set up my something or other outside or whatever, and we'll run 2 lines of minnows. Just try and burn through the bag because I can't bring them home. I guess after I'm done fishing, I can just, yeah, you can't even pickle them because you have to, but you can't keep bait longer than a week. You can't use a week-old bait. They passed this new stupid law on live bait. You're only allowed to have them for a week. Like a lot of people were taking their bait home and pickling them or salting them so that they would last, and they can get another couple outings out of it. And the M&R passed this new rule where you're not allowed to keep bait for over a week. Now I haven't found this rule. People were talking about it on the fishing board. I just saw them talking about it, and I haven't looked it up on the site, but it sounds like something they would say because maybe people are using other methods to dehydrate their minnows to preserve them, like formaldehyde or something, and it's causing problems with the ecosystem. I don't know, man. I don't know. I'm not the M&R. I'm just some guy who fixes computers for a living and likes to go for a dangle. What the hell am I hearing? Is that your guts? Are you about to explode? Dude, I heard that one. I think my dog has diarrhea. I gotta get him outside. I'll be back. Alrighty, I'm back. I went and stood outside with Oreo and told him to go poop 72 times, and he finally did, but he still has squishy guts, so like it honestly, it sounds like me after I eat after a fast. Just like it's really gross. I don't know, he gets like that. He probably has, I don't know. I'm gonna have to take him to the vet. Get him checked out. He's old, he's ancient. He probably needs to go on senior pills or something, who knows. He's looking at me right now like, bro, don't talk about me on the internet. Look at him. Look at that look. Look at that look on his face. He is not impressed with me talking about it. And he's thinking about eating his cookie, but he doesn't want to. I don't know. He's a weird dog. But yeah, back to my buddy. He's basically hanging it up the hat. He's done. He's like, I guess this YouTube thing isn't for everybody. Like I told him in the beginning, he's like, hey man, I want to make a channel. I want to do fishing videos. He's like, what do you film with? And I told him, I said, well, lately I've been filming with my GoPro. At the time, it was the Session 5. Like last year, I was using the Session 5. He's like, oh, okay. And he's like, what's that comparable to? I'm like, a GoPro Hero 5. He's like, oh, okay. And he's like, well, the quality looks pretty good and the audio is pretty good on it. He's like, what about the GoPro Hero 7? Because Best Buy had some old stock that was on clearance, GoPro Hero 7 Black for $249. He's like, do you think that'd be good? And I said, listen, I had the GoPro Hero 7 Black. The only problem with it is battery life. I'm like, she burns through batteries like crazy. It's rough. So he's like, all right, I'll buy some extra batteries for it and I'll just swap them out when I'm on the water. No big deal. I was like, all right. And so he ended up buying the GoPro Hero 7 Black on clearance, the double charger with the 2 extra batteries that charges off of a USB, a power brick, like a USB power cell, so he could just charge them on the fly when he's out there. So he always has batteries ready to go. And then I told him, I said, well, if you bought a power brick, you don't need the extra batteries. I'm like, you can just plug the power brick into the side of your camera and charge your battery nonstop on your GoPro and just let it film. And then at the end of the day, take all your footage and cut out the crap and have the good stuff and you're ready to rock. And then he bought, what the hell did he buy for video editing software? Power Director by Cyberlink. He bought a copy of Power Director. So he's got that on his crap top and that's how he's been editing. He also bought a microphone to film with. It's one of those goes on a hot shoe microphones. So he had to buy a special case off of Amazon that's like straight out of China, but it wraps. It's kind of like the Media Mod without the Media Mod. It just goes, it's like a bezel around the camera and it's got a hot shoe on the top to attach a microphone to. And he bought the microphone adapter from Best Buy, which plugs into the USB port, and then it gives you a microphone adapter and a USB port to charge. So he had that all set up, and he bought the same kit I did from Best Buy, where you get all the accessories, the chest mount, the head mount, the wrist mount, which I've never found a purpose for. Maybe snowboarders can use something like that. Maybe if I ever go snowboarding, I'll use something like that, but I don't see snowboarding anytime in my future. So you playing soccer? Oh, here we go. Drop it. Oh, she has so much fun playing with the ball and Oreo just steals it. He's such a mean dog. So he's like, yeah, I'm going to list my GoPro and all that. He's like, do you want any of this stuff? And I'm like, what mic do you have? And he's like, I don't know the name brand of it. He goes, it clips on the top of the camera and it's got a dead cat filter on it. He's like, if you want it, 20 bucks. And I was like, huh. You know, I like my wireless Go. This thing sounds pretty clean. I've heard those other mics and they sound clean too. So I thought, you know, like maybe some days, like when I'm doing this, I really don't need a wireless Go. The only time I need the wireless Go is when I sit the camera down and I'm doing something. But 90% of the time, the camera's literally 2 feet away from my face. So it's kind of pointless to have the wireless Go. It's just nice to have that freedom of cable where I can move the camera around. Or if I need to put my shoes on to go outside or something, I don't have to unmic or like hold the camera while I do that because I got the wireless Go system. Now, something else, what else did he buy? I think that was it. So he's gonna get rid of everything. I told him flat out, I'm like, dude, just use your phone to start. He's got a Samsung S10. They film great. They got good video. They got amazing audio stock. And if he wants a better mic, he can get a mic for that. So I told him, like, just use your cell phone. No. I want to go pro right from the get-go. And I'm like, bro, this is not a good idea. Like Forest, that guy did most of his videos from his cell phone. He had a Huawei or whatever the hell that company's called. And he filmed most of his videos from that thing to start because he always needed to have the phone on him. The quality was 1080p, good enough, good stuff. It was easy to edit on his computer. That's what I told him. I said, don't go out and buy a bunch of expensive gear. You're just starting out, but you know what? You do you, that's fine. So he paid 250 bucks for the GoPro. He asked me if I wanted the GoPro Hero 7 and I'm like, not really. I already have the 8. I don't need a second Go. Jesus, dog. She's allowed to play with the ball too. My goodness, this dog, he's just so possessive over his toys. He doesn't want to share. He's such a meanie face. So I'm thinking about going over there tonight after my workout anyway, because I definitely want to get my workout in at 4. So at 4 o'clock, I'm going to come down here and rip some reps and destroy the rest of my body. And then tomorrow I'll be a perma cripple. It'll be great. Speaking of being a cripple, I'm actually going to make myself some lunch right now. Normally I don't eat lunch. I eat 1 meal a day. But the way I feel, I need some freaking food, boys. I need some freaking food bad. So all I'm doing is pretty basic. I'm just going to make some tuna salad freaking wraps with those egg wraps. I did this yesterday actually, and it was pretty delicious. The only thing I don't like is those egg wraps. They're really small. They're really, like, they're not small, sorry. They're a fair size. It's just, they're not thick, so they're really flimsy. They're kind of a pain in the ass to work with. It's so nice and warm out right now that if this sink is plugged again, I'll be thoroughly impressed because there's no reason for that. So anyway, I asked him, I said, well, you're going to be around tonight. I'll come by and take a look at that microphone and maybe pick it up from you. And he said, sure, that sounds awesome. It might be a pretty good accessory for when I'm vlogging and I just want audio without having to deal with wireless, like keeping these wireless Go. Mind you, I'll probably just still use the wireless Go, so I don't know. I don't know. But it's 20 bucks. It's a microphone. I can use it for, who knows, maybe I'll get another camera in the future and I'll use it for that. So I'm pretty basic on my tuna salad because I don't really have any vegetables in the fridge that are ready to deploy. I just normally just throw tuna and mayonnaise into a container, stir it up, and then spread it on the the wrap, roll them up, drop them in my face hole. It's a good source of protein too. Like this here can is what? For 1/4 cup, 55 grams. What are you? You're 133 grams. So we'll say half a can, you get 12 grams of protein. So here's 24 grams of protein. And then I use the old Hellmann's vrai mayonnaise. And for this, it is for every tablespoon, it's 10 grams of fat and 0.1 grams of protein. So no protein from mayonnaise. It's just fat. So I'll grab a tablespoon of this, fire it in there. I'll grab another one just for good measure. And I just mix it up. It'd be nice if I had a way to blend it. Jesus, Oreo. If you took a shit and you're still backed up. I don't know if these sounds are coming through the microphone, but like it honestly sounds like he needs to hot caca so friggin' bad. It's unbelievable. Now as for these egg wraps, they are 1.5 grams of fat and 3 grams of protein. And I usually have 3, so we're literally gonna be having 36 grams of protein for lunch. And I want the fat because that's my fuel while I'm on keto. So I need that kind. You see what I mean? Like they're so flimsy. I didn't realize that when I thought they were gonna be as thick as the cheese ones, but they're not. I honestly like the cheese ones better. These egg ones are kind of rough to work with, but I can do it. I did it yesterday. I'll do it again today. So literally I just smear this shit on the, I almost called it a tortilla, but it's literally a friggin' crepe fried egg. Just smear it around and then roll it up like a burrito. And then you end up with a tuna wrap like that. Easy peasy lemon squeezy. Yeah, I'll probably end up making 3. That's another thing that's annoying about these. I'll never buy these again. I'm gonna use them because I have them, but they're kind of okay. And I said I never tore one yet, and guess what I just did? Totally just tore one. Totally just tore one. That sucks. Kind of roll this up, eat some cold egg, then we'll make a mini one, I guess. Nah, they're all getting eaten anyway, right? Good enough, good stuff. And let's see if I can get a third one out of here without completely massacring it. Nope, that one tore too. Super fun hat. Oh, it's tearing in every direction. Yeah, not a fan of these. Nikki asked me if I wanted more of them. I'm like, nope, hard no. Like normally I would just make tuna salad and eat it like that. I want to get rid of these things because they've been in the fridge for a while. And if you ask, yes, you do have to refrigerate these. It says so on the packaging, so. Always follow the packaging. All right, let that soak. Spread this ish around. Cool. Dinner is served. Let's see if I can friggin' roll it up. This one looks like piss because it's coming apart at the seams, but whatever, I'll eat that one first. Anyway, guys, I got my lunch. It's currently 12:30-ish. I gotta get back to work soon, so yeah, like I said, I might go over there tonight and check out the mic and see if I'm interested in, or I might not, I don't know. I'm gonna do my workout, see how I feel after that, and then go from there. Yeah, why not, eh? Why not? So, what else did I want to talk about today? I guess there's not really much else going on. Like yesterday we did the workout. Today I feel like I got punched in the face by a horse. So I think I'm just going to head her back upstairs and carry on my wayward son with my job. Eat some freaking tuna wraps and we're going to call her there. So like I said, YouTube's not for everybody. If you want to get into YouTubing and you got a good phone, just use that for your camera. Don't go out and waste a bunch of money on stuff. Tons of free video editors online that you can find, and they're all pretty powerful. Like some of them are pretty powerful for free, pretty impressive. So you really don't need to invest a bankroll to start YouTube. You can nowadays just do it from your cell phone. You can even download apps on your phone to edit videos. And if you have an iPhone, you already have an app. You have iMovie, and it's friggin' powerful on the iPhones. So you honestly don't need much to get started on YouTube. It's just some people see other people having success and they think it's the hardware doing it. Like, I'm not saying I'm successful by any means. I've been at this for like friggin' 12 years and I've been stuck at, 14,000 subscribers for the past year and a half. But just saying, some people think that because of the gear that other YouTubers have is why they are where they are. When in fact, why they are where they are has nothing to do with the stuff they're filming. It has to do with what they're filming. It's all about the content. The content is great and it drives the audience in, you're gonna get the views. If the content is dull and boring like my stuff, you're not gonna get the views. And I get that 100%. I just don't have the finances or the place or anything to really get crazy with my content. Maybe someday. But today's not that day. But anyway, guys, on that note, to all of you who actually tuned into this episode, big time thanks for watching. I hope you enjoyed it. If you have any questions, comments, concerns, down below they go. Also, don't forget to check out my Instagram. It's in the links down below. And if you want to ask me any questions that are really long-winded and you don't want to put them in the comments because you don't want people to see them, go and join my Facebook fan page and you can send me a DM on there and I'll answer them for you. That's what I do. Anyway, guys, until next time, remember, live it to win it, and peace the frig out. Sit, stupid, sit. Good dog.